look, there are a couple of issues I have with your argument. One is that classifications, standards, and ratings and censorship, if we're going to use that word, which isn't inappropriate for, I guess, my preferred outcome, the standards don't increase, they decrease. What we've seen in demonstrated history is that over the decades of censorship standards, the sensitivity to immorality, violence, sexuality, drugs on screen, smoking, alcohol, nudity, all of those standards actually reduce and decrease. And society is not effective at safeguarding the places that should be safe for families, public places. We see the most explicit soft porn displays in shopping centres by Honey Burdette shops. And there's no level of consumer activism which has disincentivized them from going ahead. And I'm not saying that all books should be banned and we should have a very strict thing, but I do think that even in a libertarian philosophy, the very limited role that we imagine government should have as opposed to no government is the prevention of harm to people and property. We don't let kids get tattoos. We don't let kids get tobacco products. We don't let kids get married at less than 16. And we don't let kids be exploited and have images of themselves sent around the internet, either between themselves or strangers. And I think this is on the far side of harms that should be prevented. And I don't even think it's a hard call. There's a whole lot of books out there that I don't think parents should have, and I'm not suggesting, and I don't think anybody's suggesting that our opinions and our sensitivities should be legislated. But legislation does exist, and the line can be drawn and must be drawn somewhere. And I think even consistent with a libertarian philosophy, that has to be on the near side and the benefit of the doubt of protecting our most vulnerable and impressionable citizens in this society, and that is children.
Well, look, there has been a consensus has emerged over the last few centuries that a child is somebody under the age of 18 and an adult is somebody over the age of 18. Now, of course, some people mature a little bit earlier, mentally, physically, whatever, some a little bit later. But we have just sort of drawn a line in the sand. I think it's probably pretty accurate that up to the age of 18, a human being is a child. Now, libertarians believe very strongly in parental rights. And we believe that the parents should be policing what their kids are exposed to. And the truth is, most parents, even if they sort of are not great citizens generally in society, most parents are very loving parents. Now, yes, there are some bad parents out there. That is true. But the government also makes bad decisions. So we've got to ask ourselves a question. Do we want our parents to police our children's behaviour and what they're exposed to, or do we want that threshold to be set by politicians and bureaucrats? Now the libertarian says that yes, a small number of parents will make mistakes, but we believe that when we empower politicians and bureaucrats, that they will make more mistakes. And we're outsourcing that to the politicians and bureaucrats, and we're empowering the politicians and bureaucrats. We are distrustful of big government, and we think that generally we trust the parents more. Now, there will be some parents out there, Dave, a really small number, who have gone and bought this book for their children. Okay, and I think that is a tragedy. Okay, but I mean, we could have all the censorship in the world, and those parents are probably still going to get this material in front of their kids. So whether we have a censorship, a classification board or not, it is going to happen on remote occasions. I think that we are much better off using community activism. And so when someone is upset, like a lot of viewers on your show will be very upset about this book, and then they will sit around and they'll say, the government's got to do something about this. I want people to move on from that mindset. I want people to have the mindset saying, okay, this book is dangerous. How can I mobilise with other like-minded people in the community to do everything I can to prevent as many young little 8-year-old kids looking at this book as possible. That's the better way to go.